The Toronto Raptors are one of the biggest surprises of the NBA season. After finishing last year with just 30 wins and the 11th seed, nobody expected them to be sitting at second in the Eastern Conference right now. But here they are, and this breakout isn't a fluke either. A lot of things have gone right for Toronto, but the biggest turning point is obvious: the addition of Brandon Ingram. And what makes this addition even crazier is how cheap the Raptors actually got him for. Toronto acquired Ingram at last season's trade deadline for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, one second-round pick, and a top 4 protected first from Indiana. A pick that looks like it will stay with the Pacers sitting at 2-13. That's a bargain for an all-star level player like Brandon Ingram, and he's proving exactly why. Through 15 games, Brandon Ingram is averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game with strong defense and solid shooting efficiency. He's been Toronto's best player to start, but the craziest part is, it's not even like he's carrying this team on his back. As Toronto also has a guy like Scottie Barnes, who has taken another solid leap this season, averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, along with a ridiculous 1.4 steals and 1.7 blocks per game. He's shooting a career best 38.9% from 3, and he currently ranks 8th in the entire league in defensive win shares, making him Toronto's most impactful defender on a nightly basis. Then you have RJ Barrett, who's thriving in his role that finally fits him, and he's putting up 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and he's quietly become a pretty underrated playmaker since joining the Raptors. He looks more confident, more consistent, and more efficient than he ever did in New York. And finally, there's also Immanuel Quickley. And even as the fourth option, IQ is still playing really good. He's averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists a game, being the team's leading playmaker. And sure, he might not be the best defender, but his offensive versatility and energy are huge for Toronto's pace and spacing. And Toronto already has a very solid defense, so even if Emmanuel Quickley is on the court, you're not really going to notice how poor he's playing on defense because everyone else around him is so good on that side of the ball. Beyond the core four, the Raptors bench deserves a ton of credit as well. Toronto's front office has quietly done an amazing job building the bench to be what it is over the past few seasons. They've added guys like Grady Dick, Jamal Shed, and Jacoby Walter, all acquired within the last 3 seasons, and they're all developing into contributing players. And I truly believe they could all be starters on a good amount of teams around the league. And then this offseason, they added 2 more solid contributors in Sandro Mamukala, this guy, and Colin Murray Boyles, both of whom have already proven that they belong with this team. And now, speaking of Colin Murray Boyles, his start to his career has been pretty unique. At first, it didn't look like he even wanted to be in Toronto, but once he stepped on the court, everything changed. He's been very good for Toronto so far in his rookie year, and in just 20 minutes per game, he's averaging 8.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he's doing it on elite efficiency. He finishes at a high rate, he attacks the glass, and defensively, he's already showing flashes of being a multi-positional stopper, something Toronto values more than any other team in the league. He's been playing so well that he's already cracked the top 10 on the NBA's official Rookie of the Year ladder, which is crazy considering he's basically like the ninth or 10th man in the rotation and doesn't get starter level touches. Most rookies need a ton of minutes to make noise and really develop their game. But Conroy Boyles is playing really good so far with limited opportunity, and he's earning his recognition purely through his impact and his effort. And now I feel like I just have to mention Mamu, who has been a perfect system fit so far. He's averaging a respectable 9 3 and 2 on a ridiculous 57% shooting from the field and 43% from 3, being kind of like the perfect role player. His ability to stretch the floor, pass, and play within the flow of the offense gives the Raptors incredible flexibility with their second unit. When he's on the floor, the Raptors can go 5 out and open up driving lanes for everybody else. He might not put up allowed box score numbers, but his presence keeps the offense moving and it prevents the Raptors' bench minutes from completely falling apart and being a major issue like it was last year. And we combine their bench depth and the elite production from their starters, the numbers don't lie. The Raptors are 8th in offensive rating, 14th in defensive rating, they're 9th in total net rating, and they are number 1 in the entire NBA in assist to turnover ratio. And these aren't just fluke numbers. These are the numbers of a legitimately good basketball team. Anybody watching the games can see it. The Raptors have chemistry, they're unselfish, and they're still only just learning how to play with each other. And the scariest part, Brandon Ingram still hasn't fully ramped up yet. Sure, he's playing well, but he has not hit his peak so far this season. And for the first time in almost a year and a half, the Raptors are finally fully healthy. They've got good depth, real shooting, versatile defenders, and multiple players who can create their own shot. The new additions have boosted their spacing, sharpened their decision making, and have helped this team build a clear identity on both ends of the floor, something they've been missing since winning the championship back in 2019. If this upward trend continues, and if Brandon Ingram eventually does reach his full peak, then Toronto isn't just some early season surprise, they're a legitimate problem in the Eastern Conference. And honestly, with the way several players are performing on the team, I wouldn't be shocked if one or even more Raptors players end up making an all NBA team by the end of the year. Now that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe as it helps me out a lot. Be sure to comment down below if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video. And be sure to check out my last video where I went through the Dallas Mavericks Nico Harrison timeline and what their options are going into the future. With all that said, that's it for me, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.